label means wearing many hats. First of all, you got to think of running a record label as an investment of time, money, and resources. If I, as a record label, or Reindeer as a record label, wants to work with an artist, it's an investment of time. Again, many hats. I think they would fall under a few categories. One is administrative. Believe it or not, there's a lot more administrative stuff than people even realize. Paperwork, just financial stuff, keeping track of finances, keeping track of costs, making sure things are done in time, to somebody else's specification. That's a lot of paperwork, So I think administrative is a really big part of it. It's not all glamorous recording executive, lifestyle. And a lot of time is creative planning. You want to create a strategy to market this product, and you do it over a period of many months. I compare it to the game of Risk, where you conquer a certain country, and then once that's done, you go to the next country and conquer that one. So that the lifetime of a product, well, not even a lifetime, the marketing strategy for a product lasts a year, 9 to 12 months. It's not like, oh great, we got thousands of units just delivered from the plant and you have to do something with it right away. No, you stretch it out. So there's always a little bit of creative planning along the way, Plus there's press releases, you got to create bios, creative pictures, and a lot of stuff. So you got administrative, you got creative planning, and then you got the execution of those wonderful, creative, and lofty plans. You got to put it into practice, and that's a lot of like one step forward, two steps back. Follow-up calls with people, radio stations, retail outlets. Just a lot of brainstorming, a lot of follow-up. So I would say those three: administrative, creative planning, and executing those plans. That's pretty much what my life consists when I'm running a record label.
Great.
The first thing is instinct. When you see an artist, well, it's like, you meet a girl and right away if it's love at first sight, right? I think the same way if you're looking for a strong artist, if that person has potential as a successful artist. So a lot, it just has to do with instinct and your own personal, although it doesn't have to be, your own personal genre preferences, like if somebody likes rap or country or whatever, they're gonna gravitate toward those artists. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way, but for me, it is. I don't care if people like it or not, I want to work with an artist that I like their style, I could sell it, I'm comfortable selling it. Their personality, if they're gonna be, if they're gonna be an idiot, and think that they're God's gift to the industry, and they're gonna put me on the map, because they're gonna get signed to Reindeer. Their ego is just a little too big, and that's just a little bit too much baggage to deal with. So their personality and their attitudes have a lot to do with it. First of all, many artists, young artists especially, want to do everything right away. So if they want to accomplish too much, too fast, there's something wrong with their attitude and their outlook on their career. So that would just be setting me up for failure, I don't have 400 employees that can handle them, it's just me, well, and a handful of other people here and there. Artist that I look for is somebody with potential to be a role model with a message. There's got to be a message. There's got to be something different about this artist. They got to have something that stands out. They have to be a leader. They have to be it. Know what you're looking for. If many times young bands come and say, "Oh, we want a record deal with Reindeer, so that we could get bookings," and I say, "Well, you don't want a record label, you want a booking agency, Well, we want a manager. Well, then you want a management company. You don't want a record label, They don't know what they're looking for. So I I would suggest that any young person or any age person that's looking for a record deal to know what a record label does. If they don't know what a record label does, they're just wasting their time. They got to realize that if they want a record deal, you got to be able to commit your time, commit your career. And if you're an artist that's a perfectionist or some kind of a control freak that has to have hands-on with every element of your career, 3 letters, DIY. Well, it's nothing really magical for the Rock Off. The Rock Off, I was president of the Portland Lewiston Musicians Association's Local 364-409 of the American Federation of Musicians, otherwise known as the Music Union. Back in the 80s, and they were looking for, all of their members were like 120 plus, they're all like, I'm dying off, and they needed some way to kind of involve younger people. So I, as the youngest president, said, why don't we have a battle of the bands? And they go, okay, do it, So I did it. That was back in the early 80s. It wasn't really like, I really want to inspire young people, It was just like, almost like a default thing, because I was president and I suggested it and it's my idea, so you do it. So, but it lasted 25 years and it was great. The off-ramp, however, is a different monster. The off-ramp is part of RAMP, Reindeer's Alternative Music Program, and the big goal there is to create a curriculum, a music industry-based curriculum for Maine's alternative education. Why? Because I believe music is powerful, it impacts people, it's effective in teaching skills, it's therapeutic, especially in teen behavioral modification. That's pretty serious. Music is really great. So I want to create this curriculum, and as part of that curriculum, we have that tangent off-ramp competition, which is a beauty, which is much more bigger and better than the Rock Off will ever dream of being.
Set me free from these things. I've kept it.
And music is my life, so music is not a backup plan, it's the master plan. And if you don't see it that way, get out of the business and move over and let somebody else.
Girl, you give me wings, let go of yourself and fly.
Thank you very much.
Aliens are coming and the sky is falling, but the world's still turning, so I can't let that stop me. The sun is setting on my hopes and dreams. Sometimes it seems things won't get better. Aliens are coming and the sky is falling, but the world's still